Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Hurlbut and WIS PTO meeting. I kindly ask that everyone mute themselves so we lessen the feedback. And this meeting is being recorded. Thank you all for being here today. Lots of people in the room, which is wonderful. I'm going to start, and we have, we have a great group of speakers here this morning. And I'd like to start with the principal from Hurlbut, Mrs. Cadis.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me, for giving me a few minutes to speak. Just a few updates on the beginning of the year. We have been very busy over here at Hurlbut. Our teachers have been already knee-deep in the curriculum. We have collected a lot of beginning of the year information about our students with their adjustment to school, their reading and math levels. So we're really looking forward to our parent conferences, which are coming up in just a few weeks. Teachers will have a lot of information to share, and we really do want our parent conferences to be a collaboration between home and school. So teachers will be, of course, able to answer questions you may have. If there's anything in particular you would like them to address that you want to know about school, that will be part of the conversation as well. So we're really looking forward to those coming up very soon. We are in the middle of our book fair this week, so a huge shout out and thank you to our PTO who have just done such a phenomenal job. Our students are so excited and having so much fun shopping around the book fair. We have our after school hours today for our families to join us. We will be moving the book fair to right outside of our LRC where our core playground is. We've got a really nice area out there and we look like we have a beautiful day ahead of us. So we're looking forward to that after school shopping opportunity for our families to come in and shop with their students. We also have our kindergartners visiting the firehouse this week. So we're very fortunate to be in such close proximity to our firehouse, and our students are able to walk over there as part of our community helpers unit in kindergarten. They learn about their community and are able to hear a little bit from our local firefighters. It's a very exciting time for our kindergartners. They do love that trip. I think that is all I had for today. As always, we're here to help and support. If anyone has questions, feel free to reach out to me.
One thing I want to add is check the Instagram. I went over to, I happened to be on my golf cart and I got to go to the field trip. I was so excited. And I have to say, you know, as a high school person, I'm not used to these little ones going on these trips. And I almost started to cry because it was just so sweet. They're all lined up. The firemen are talking. And it was one of the cutest things that I've seen since I've started here. So it was quite the trip and we took lots of pictures and the firemen were so kind to these. It was just beautiful. Weston at its best.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Mrs. Cadis. Mrs. Falber.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me and for giving me an opportunity to speak to all of you. As Laura said, we are, our teachers are marching along. We are deep in the curriculum. It's so wonderful to see our students back in the science lab, to seeing them really actively involved in the reading and the writing and the math. And we too have been collecting a lot of data, which we will be sending home some of that to you later this week, as well as teachers will be sharing that with you at parent-teacher conferences, which is coming up in about a week and a half. As Laura said, we really want the parent-teacher conferences to really be collaborative. It's really a wonderful time, not only for teachers to be sharing information with you, but it's a great time for you to be sharing what you're seeing at home and to be asking any questions so that we can really make sure that we're providing your children with the best way for them to succeed in all areas of school life. We have a couple of exciting things coming up next week. So we have our book fair starting next week. It's Thursday and Friday. We have a night event happening as well next Friday night. So Friday will be a really busy day here because that's also a day we're going to be celebrating Halloween. So we have, we told all of our students at the assembly last week, we had a great assembly, and we told them that they could wear costumes. And we sort of went through a little bit of our expectations for the assembly, for Halloween. And, but we're looking forward to, we really have a fun day. I know each of the classes has a little event happening. They'll be doing some crafts and some stories. And so it's always a fun day here on Halloween. The staff dresses up as well, and our third graders get to walk through the building, so everybody gets to see their costumes. So that's next week, and as I said, the following week is parent-teacher conferences. And then I just also wanted to let you know that we are working on trying to come up with a plan to have parents being able to come back into the school for volunteers, or for some meetings and things like that. So we're working on that. So stay tuned. We will be getting that out to you soon and how that's going to happen. Okay. I know it's important.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Mrs. Thalber.
Thank you.
And now on to our speaker series. Today, we are so fortunate to have our Weston groups with us. We have WOW, we have Parks and Rec, we have the Girl Scouts, and we have the Boy Scouts. So I would like to welcome, I say Mrs. Mon, but she has told me to call her Charlene. So Charlene from the WOW programs to talk with us today. Charlene, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Maria, and thank you to the Hurlbut and Miss PTO for inviting us. For those of you who are new in town, I'm Charlene Mon, and with Laura Cleary, who is the Weston Youth Director, we are Weston Youth Services. We provide after-school programs, summer activities, as well as parenting programs and local resources. For those of you who are new, please join our website at westonyouthservices.org and join our email list. This way you'll be able to receive newsletters, any kind of information that's going on with youth services, as well as information with our WOW programs. Right now, we are in the middle of our fall after-school programs. I'm thrilled to be back at the schools in person. During COVID, we ran all of our programs virtually. So being back at home, as I call it, is just a joy to be with the young children. We do follow the Weston Public School COVID safety guidelines. All of our instructors, as well as the children, are masked during the program. When they first come into class, we ask them to either wash their hands, or we have hand sanitizer that we provide the students with. And our instructors are fully vaccinated. As far as winter programs, we will be offering, hopefully in person, we'll be back again. And I hope to have our catalog up by mid-November, the latest. Programs run generally 8 to 10 weeks. We run in between school vacations. And again, if you haven't joined our email list, please do so at your first convenience. Our phone numbers and email addresses are online in case you have any questions. Our programs are run at the elementary school, intermediate school, and Weston Middle School. Immediately following school dismissal, parents do not come into the school for pickup. I'm over at the elementary school, dismissing student by student. And at the intermediate school, we have a high school assistant who dismisses the children. We do ask that parents at the intermediate school park their cars, come up to the main entrance where they'll be met with by their children. That's about it. So thank you again for having me.
Thank you so much, Charlene. I would now like to welcome Joe Particepe from Parks and Rec to present. And Joe, I have your slide. Let me pull it up here.
Okay,
There you go.
fantastic. Thank you. And nice job on the last name. That's not typical that anybody gets that right. So thanks everybody for having us. I'm Joe from the Parks and Rec department. We, just like youth services, I think probably one of the most typical questions we get asked is, what's the difference between your two programs? We're both town departments. Charlene and I work really closely together. And really the basic difference is, while Charlene's programs are usually enrichment and family-based or art-based, music-based, ours are typically sport and game-based. So with that said, we are just about halfway through our fall programming, but this ended up falling on a perfect week that our winter programs, we typically run 2 sessions of winter programs. One will start around the 15th of November and run all the way through the end of February. And then we'll run another session, which will typically start right at the beginning of March and hopefully end right as April break begins. So we have opportunities for everybody to get into something now if it doesn't work with your schedule. The winter session 2 will be essentially a pretty close match to the first session. So that slide just has up what we're going to offer. Again, just like Charlene, we're going to be in person in the fall. We made it our goal to be outside as much as possible. The only difference from last year is that we do have use of the indoor facilities now, but we've tried to make it our priority to stay outside, allow the kids to be as safe as possible while we're outside. That goal will continue in the early part of the winter. If the school goes outside for recess that day, we're going to try, as long as the weather stays the same, to run our programs outdoors as much as we can. And then when we need to go indoors, we do have the ability to be in the gyms at the schools. With that said, we are still capping our programs slightly less than they used to be, prior to COVID-19. We are offering Powerful Play, which is a really popular program at Hurlbut. We'll be back again. Sports and fitness Tuesdays through Fridays at Hurlbut. Mondays through Thursdays at WIS will offer sports and fitness. The middle school will welcome back volleyball club. And excited to make an official announcement. We will be bringing back our ski club at the middle school, which runs on Thursdays. It's been an extremely popular program in the past. And they will take trips to Mount Southington. All of those COVID guidelines will be outlined on the flyer, on the full flyer that should be out by the end of the week. And at the high school, we're welcoming back our high school hoops, which is pickup basketball after school. Again, another popular program for the winter. The other thing that we're welcoming back is Saturday basketball. Those will typically take place at the intermediate school, and they'll be offered from K to 8. And those time slots will really just go based on age order. So unfortunately, if you have kindergartners, we're not sleeping in on Saturday mornings, and we'll kind of get after it and get as much basketball in the gym time as we can. And it kind of trickles down from there. The exact schedule is still a little fluid and in flux, but those will be out shortly too. Just to make a note, registration will be November 1st online. The portal is linked below. I will send out all of those flyers and the entire packet on our Everbridge. So just like Charlene said, to sign up for updates, the Everbridge is the main thing that the town of Weston uses. It provides updates for weather-related things, all the hurricanes that we've had and power outages in the past. That part is essential. And when you go in to sign up for Everbridge, you can just check off whether you'd like updates for Park and Rec and town events and youth services and all of those things. And then you're part of our group. When our flyers go out, you just get everything. The other way I send them out is through our registration system. So if you've signed up for something in the past that kind of plays into those things, we have, you'll get those emails regarding new flyers and new programs. So thank you, everybody. I really hope to see you guys soon. If you have questions, please email us or call us 203-222-2030. 2655. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Joe. And next we have the Boy Scouts. Hold on one second for me as I share the screen. All right, here we go. We have the Cub Scouts, Monica Goldstein and Jared Middlemen. The floor is yours.
Thank you. And thanks so much for having Weston Cub Scouts. Really appreciate it. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Monica Goldstein. I am a Weston parent. I have a 4th grader and an 8th grader. I have been part of Cub Scouts this is going into my 8th year. My 8th grader has been involved in the Scout program since 1st grade. I am currently the Cub Master of our Cub Scouts. And also with me today is Jared Middlemen. Jared, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, I'm Jared Middlemen. I'm also a Weston parent. I am parent of, I'm supposed to know this quicker, an 11-year-old, a 6th grader and a 3rd grader. The 6th grader has been in the Cub Scout program since 1st grade, and I've been in the program since I was in 1st grade, and never quite left. So I'm coming up on, well, we don't need to talk about the number of years. And I am what's called the PAC committee chairman, help oversee sort of the administrative back end of running this program.
Thanks, Jared. A little bit about the program. Cub Scouts is different than the Scouts. Cub Scouts are the younger guys. It's kindergarten through 5th grade. In 5th grade, they cross over to what's called Scouts. It was formerly Boy Scouts, now called Scouts, because girls are allowed to participate and are very encouraged to. And have been quite active in other towns. Love to see some activity there. For our, just so you guys know, we are sponsored by the Weston Volunteer Fire Department, which is really, really great. We have been part of the Weston community for years. So we do run just a little bit about the program. We are a family program, meaning that we do have family participation. Siblings are always invited to our large events, which we have basically on a monthly basis. The pictures here really do represent our large sort of events that we do as a group, our kindergarten through 5th and with our families. We also do have 1 or 2 times a year where we break down into our grades, and that's really
1 or 2
more
times a month.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Where we break down into our grades, and it's really more focused on the program of Scout skills, where we do things like physical education, and learning about nutrition and doing STEM activities. So that's really fun. And basically what we're trying to do as a program is develop character, individual responsibility, leadership, good citizenship, fun and adventure is really important. And for me, running this PAC, what's really important is getting outdoors and trying new things. My son, who is now a Scout, one thing that he, kind of says to me is like, Mom, I tried that and I didn't like it. And I say, that's okay. That's what Scouts is so great. You can find things you do like and try some new things and learn that maybe that's not for you. But really, every time we get together in any activity or meeting, we really try to do it with a purpose. And just a little more about things that we do. We do community service. We do focus on citizenship, where we get to meet our first responders, which is really fun for the kids to get to know their local heroes. And just so I like to let people know that for me, what I like best about the program is that my kids are very into sports, and this Scouts is my time with them. They get to do lots of sports with their dad. And for me, we get some one-on-one time, like when we go camping, and we really get to bond. And it's been really great for us for my relationship with my kids. So you guys know, it's volunteer led. We are having a campfire this weekend at the Historical Society. Please join us if you want to check us out. come anytime after 5. And we'll be doing some activities, having our dinner and having a campfire. Love to meet you there and answer any questions you may have. And on this slide, you see how to get in contact with us. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Monica and Jared, very much. And next we have Kristin Abreu from the Girl Scouts. Kristin, the floor is yours.
Hi, how are you? I'm Kristin Abreu. So I've been a member of the Weston Girl Scouts since my oldest, who is now in 7th grade, was in kindergarten. I have 2 troops in town. The way Girl Scouts runs is we have an overall Weston service unit, which is kind of involves all the leaders in town. And then each grade, we like to start 2 troops, start with 1, but we like to get it up to 2 troops per grade. It is volunteer. So we do, we're always looking for parents who have children that are interested to, you know, help form a group with their friends and start leading the girls. Some things that we've done in the past is we do a lot of camping. We do sleepovers at the Intrepid. We've slept over a few times at the Museum of Natural History. We've done a sleepover at the Maritime Aquarium. We have special someone dances. We are planning on doing a scout skate. A lot of our bigger events you can bring, you know, siblings to, as long as it's a scout-wide event. The camping and the overnights we typically limit to the troop leaders and the troops. Each troop in Weston is autonomous. So the activities are based on troop interest. We always try to get girls involved in STEM. We do a lot of outdoor activities. I have here on our slide, the best way to reach me is through westongirlscouts@gmail.com. If you have any questions, or I know we have a lot of interested kindergartners. We are still looking for some leaders to start a troop for that grade. If you are interested in joining Weston Girl Scouts, do let me know. I know it seems daunting to start, you know, a troop, but there's a lot of resources online. They essentially lay everything out for you, including even if you want to do the bare minimum from planning perspective, you can even print out what shopping list to get for snacks on their website. So again, Girl Scouts is, we try to get girls to get involved in small groups so that they feel more comfortable. A lot of times we have a lot of shy children who in big group settings, they might not feel comfortable trying new things. And it's really magical to see them break out of their shell and, you know, do performances, do skits around the campfire, do that fire building and light a match for the first time. So it's really exciting to see them, you know, come out of their shell and really get involved in things that they didn't think they were capable of doing. So I do look forward to meeting a lot of you in town. And if you want to learn more about Girl Scouts of Connecticut, there's the link to the website under the Learn More. And then if you want to learn more specifically about Weston Girl Scouts, you can email me at westongirlscouts@gmail.com. We do have troops of accepting children at all levels at this point, and we are starting to try to get a kindergarten troop ready. I definitely have at least 7 girls who are raring to go and start their troop. We're just looking for the parents to get behind them. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Kristin, very much. And Joe, I apologize. I messed up and didn't show your slide. So I wanted to pull it up here so everyone could take a look at the Parks and Rec slide for a minute before we moved on to the rest of the PTO business. It's such a great slide. I wanted to make sure everyone got to see it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I did just want to mention, we do have swim lessons back up again. So definitely take a look at the website. They'll be starting soon. I know that's been something that's been off for a while. So they're up on the website, westonct.gov/parks and rec, and you will see the flyer for all the swim stuff as well.
Hey, Joe, do you mind giving your email address?
Yeah, I could do it. If you see my last name on the screen, that's probably the easier way to do it. So it's just jparciasepe@westonct.gov.
Great, thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, now to more PTO business. The parent night for book fair at Hurlbut is tonight from 4 to 6 behind the LRC. We hope that people can join. Wall calendars are now available at the pharmacy for $20. It is adorable in there. It's great. It's wonderful that it's open. So make sure to pop in there if you need a calendar. The dates for the November, I'm losing my train of thought. The dates for November were incorrect in the calendar. So if you need the correct times for those, just let me know. I sent an email to everyone last night, so hopefully everyone saw that we need to correct those dates. Please continue to send in your parent information for the room parents. The link will be in the buzz again this week if you need it. Homecoming is this weekend, and the football game is Friday night. There will be floats in halftime. The cheerleaders will be performing, as well as the junior cheerleaders. I call them mini cheerleaders, but I was told that the name was actually junior cheerleaders. So they will be performing as well. They are adorable, and they just won first and second place in their competition this last weekend. I do not have a cheerleader, but I was a cheerleader, and my kids have cheerleaders, and they're adorable. I'm so excited for them. So that's on Friday night. The game starts at 7. You can pay when you're there. They have a little app you can use on your phone, a QR code, and I will be there cheering. So hopefully we'll get to see some faces. A huge thank you to Amy Drummy, our wall calendar chair. She rocked it. It was a ton of work and a ton of effort. She is dropping off calendars to people's houses. I think she did 36 over the weekend. So she's a rock star, and I just wanted to publicly thank her for all of her hard work. I also want a huge thank you to Jennifer DiDonato and Ursula Carey, who are right now and the book fair helping all of the kids get their books. They really figured this out for us and gave us the best possible scenario for our kids to have a book fair this year. And I just really want to give kudos to them because it was awesome and the kids are really enjoying it. Grayson came in with 4 books last night and has read 2 of them. He was so excited. So that's it for me. Again, I'm always available. My email is always in the buzz. Please reach out for if you need anything, have any questions. Debbie.
Hi, thank you guys so much for being here today. I really appreciate all the work that our executive board is doing and also our general membership board. Our general board has created so many great events for everybody already. We have Stephanie Feingold and Sherry Lowe are bringing back our Square One art that's being created right now. My kids talk about it every day, and I'm really excited to see what they bring home. So that'll be coming out soon. So keep a lookout for your kids' backpacks to see what they are bringing home as soon as that comes. And you can order things that will be delivered by the holidays. So if you're used to buying your coffee mugs or calendars or other things with your kids' beautiful art on it, make sure that you place that order as soon as that comes home. We are also having our book fair, like Mrs. Falber said, next week. We're going to have our parents come. I was wrong. It's Friday night, not the 28th on here. So thank you so much to Susan and Lauren for making that happen. It's a great project. It's so great to have it back in school for our students to have, and our parents will be outside of the cafetorium to have that outside function as well. So make sure that you look at how to load your money onto your student's account to allow them to purchase things. They won't be taking cash or credit cards because I know I don't want to give my kids that stuff to take into school. So make sure that you read that information in advance of how to do that. It's a very easy system to do. We are also bringing back our family fun nights. This one is not at nighttime, it's during the day. Our Chalk the Walk. This is our second annual Chalk the Walk. It's going to be November 14th. So a huge thank you to Jennifer and Kate for bringing that program back. We're going to have lots of great events throughout the year for our family fun nights to make sure that our WIS families are getting to know each other and having fun to show our school spirit. And another plug for homecoming. I'm so excited to go there. I'm going to get there early. We're going to cheer on our Trojans. I can't wait to see the floats that they make. I know back in the day, Daniela and I both graduated from Weston 1,000 years ago, and the floats were the biggest deal. And so we're really excited to see that. And my kids can't wait to cheer on and see the adorable cheerleaders, because I agree with Maria, the cheerleaders I've seen, I don't have a cheerleader. I was not a cheerleader, but to watch my friends, little girls, get all psyched up and put on the uniforms, their smiles are so great. So all the way from the littles to the bigs, come on out and let's show our school spirit and show that Hurlbut and WIS and the middle school and the high school that we are one school system, and we've got a lot of town spirit. So I hope everybody can come out, get there early, buy your hot dogs and your hamburgers or whatever else they sell in the snack bar, and let's have a great night and cheer on the Trojans to victory. Thanks so much for being here again, and to all of our great volunteers for making this a great school year. Thanks.
Debbie, can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes.
First of all, I don't appreciate that you said that it was 1,000 years ago that you were.
I know.
Because
I
I was
know.
your teacher, and what does that make me?
No,
Absolutely
you're
ancient.
still 29 and I'm only 29. No, it was the greatest year of 1990. It was 31 years ago, and Mrs. Wallach is my favorite teacher. I speak
Okay,
to my
please.
kids in Spanish every day, and they're like, "Mom, why do you do that?" I'm like, "Because I took Spanish." And Mrs. Wallach is the greatest Spanish
Yeah.
teacher ever,
Well-
and the greatest superintendent. We're so glad to
All right,
have you here with us.
You don't need to continue. One thing I do want to say is a gentle reminder. I'll be kind of I don't want to be the negative Nancy. So I did go to one of the football games, and I had one of the very first homecoming games, home games. And one thing is if you attend, and it's really not so much of an issue with the WIS and Hurl, but as it is at the middle school, we really encourage families to go, because sometimes kids are running wild at the games, going over by the tennis courts, and it kind of causes some problems. So for the site directors, so if you could just kind of keep that in mind, especially if you have older children. I get it, they don't want you there, but it always helps that you're in the audience if we run into a little glitch with some of them. And yes, go Trojans. I don't know what time the float parade is. But all the information is on the front of the high school website, and I'll make sure that the PTO people in the other buildings get the information. Really exciting. I can't wait this Friday. I feel terrible because I have to go to one of those lovely Friday night out of state weddings that I can't get out of. So please go and cheer for me. Go Trojans.
Thank you so much. Go Trojans.
The game starts at 7 p.m. for anyone who was wondering. I agree, Debbie, if you get there a little bit early, you'll have a chance to park at WIS and walk over. At least that's where we park. Is there another place to park? We park at WIS and walk next door.
Pretty much you can park anywhere.
Okay.
Except the only part that I do believe that they shut the road because of the buses for the away games. But like when I go, I've parked at the WIS, I parked at the high school lot. Yeah, it's a little bit of a longer walk. I'm sorry, I can't be shuttling in my golf cart, but I am getting a back seat. There's enough space around that, that to walk over, and the campus is lit. You could even park at central office and kind of walk across and go up through WIS, but it's supposed to be beautiful weather, and I can't wait. My favorite part also is the band. Everybody cheer for the band. I was a former band parent at UConn. So cheer for our lovely band.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. All right, up next we have Ginny. Do you have anything to present? Oh, Ginny just texted me. Ginny, are you good? Okay, she's good. Nothing to present. Mindy, do you have anything for us?
No, I'm just going to say that Jenny and I are in charge of organizing the speakers for the year. So if anyone has any ideas, we would, welcome them. And next month we're we're gonna try to have the math specialists. Our school district is emphasizing math this year, so we thought we would get the math specialists. So look for information about that when we confirm that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mindy. All right, Elizabeth.
Yes, so the minutes for last month's meeting, and this was the September 22nd general meeting for both Hurlbut and for WIS. So these are the minutes. These are the Hurlbut side minutes. If you just take a look through, this was where we had Superintendent Mrs. Wallach there. She spoke, just really a general introduction from everyone's part, really, for everyone's roles in the PTO. So I just need to have these approved. So if I could have a first, and just if you could just state your name. I know it's a little tough with virtual right now. It would make it easier for me. So a first.
First, Stephanie Feingold.
All right, thanks, Stephanie. I also need a second, so don't be shy. Could I have a second for these?
I'll second, Elizabeth. Shannon Seymour.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Okay, and that should be it. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you. All right, Shannon from WIS.
So, firstly, I just want to thank Debbie for wearing the secretary hat last meeting. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there, and also thank you, Elizabeth, for some of your updates. So again, these are meetings from our September 22nd meeting minutes from our meeting. And as Elizabeth said, it was just a great overview and introduction, and Lisa Woloch spoke, and our principal, and Laura Kagas, as well as all other board members. So I just need to have those approved as well. May I get a first?
Mindy Fiero.
Thank you, Mindy.
I'll second, Debbie.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
All right, Jennifer Murphy from the Hurlbut Treasury.
Morning, everybody. Today's is going to include, presentation will include 2 months of financials, August and September. We'll go over operating and philanthropy. In the future, it should just be 1 month. We're just catching up from last month. So for August, our operating report through August 31st shows a starting balance of $8,915 and an ending balance of $9,590. Our activity during that month includes a recognized net income of $675. That income came from back to school lunch donations, spiritware, and wall calendar sales and business sponsorships. Just to remind everyone, that piece will be moved to a holding account that will ultimately be moved to philanthropy. Just flagging it for you so you don't have a misconception of how much money is in the account. The expenses that cleared that month included cleared checks for Teacher Appreciation Week snacks and yearbook cover contest prize from the prior year, and credit card fees. Moving on to philanthropy for that month, we have a starting balance of $63,563 and an ending balance of $62,637. The big activity included, small activity, $26 in Amazon Smile money, and some interest income. And then the expenses, which were the bigger piece, is where we recognize that half of the profits from the Memorial Day Fair needed to be distributed to WIS because we split them. So between that and some approved expenses for the event, we paid out $954. Moving to September, our operating report through September 30th. Again, this is just what is recognized in the bank accounts that month, not necessarily activity not yet recognized. Starting balance is $8,915. Was $9,590, and the ending balance $10,496. The net income for that month is $906. To date, the net income was therefore $1,581 starting from August. The income came from back to school lunch donations, spiritware, income interest, and again, wall calendar sales and business sponsorships, which will ultimately be moved to philanthropy. And the expenses included cleared checks for the back to school lunch, which we got for teachers and staff from the granola bar, the outgoing, the gift for Dr. McCursey, our outgoing superintendent, some administrative payments that needed to be made to the prior treasurer for things for the PTO, and simple administrative fees transferring to keep district account open. We also had credit card fees, and that's it. The philanthropy report through September 30th has a starting balance of $62,637 and an ending balance of $62,638. It was just $1 of interest income, and that's it. So that marks where we are financially up through the end of September, and I look forward to updating you guys in about October next month.
Thank you. All right, up next, Chris. Chris.
Hello.
From WIS.
Yeah. Thank you, Maria. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Bryant. I am new to Weston and also new to this position. So I'm in the middle of a transition from Tammy Roberts. So I don't have quite the level of detail that Jennifer just shared, but hopefully in coming meetings I will. Just to start, from an operating standpoint, our financials, we had a starting balance of 11,732, ending balance of 12,962. Not a lot of activity this month. We did have some sales of t-shirts and swag, but not a lot of activity. Philanthropy, sorry, I'm reading for that, no problem. We had an ending balance of $97,356, but actually for funds to be allocated, we've got a balance of about $63,707. So again, next month, I will have a little more detail for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris, so much.
All right, up next, Gina. Gina, just pop back on from our communications. Gina, do you have anything to share?
No, I just really want to thank everybody for submitting really terrific information about what's happening at the school and around the community. And I encourage everyone to read the buzz. We do try to put in the most interesting and the most important information. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Gina. Livia, do you have anything for us today?
Livia had to jump off, but she just wanted to remind everybody to send your submissions to the Whistle today by 5 o'clock. If you have anything related to school events, if you're on a committee, just make sure that you send her information so we can make sure that all of our PTO members are aware of that. And we have great information in there. So if you have not yet joined the PTO, we encourage you to do so. So you will continue to receive our Whistle. We cut off all people that are not members of the PTO will no longer receive the Whistle communication. So that is just for PTO members. So if you have friends that are not receiving it, make sure that they have joined the PTO at WIS. Thanks so much from Livia.
And Mona, our grade coordinator for Hurlbut.
Good morning. I don't really have any updates. All the are set up and in contact to distribute the book fair information, and that's been going well. And we continue to receive some new people adding on to their room information, which I'm sharing with the grade parents so that all the information can get distributed to everybody in the class. We have some great room parents this year, and they've taken it on themselves. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Mona.
Sure.
And Shannon.
Hi, everyone. I think this was my slide for last meeting, so sorry I didn't update it. We continue to kind of build on our class rosters as well. I think we're like 95% there, which is great. All of our room parents have started to get the word out to parents about our Halloween parties that the teachers are having. So that's really fun. And we're excited that we can have individually wrapped treats that the parents can bring in. So that's fun for the kids. And then we also I put out an email encouraging room parents to do the You've Been Booed activity that Mindy Fierro had the room parents do last year during COVID. I just thought it was such a fun activity that if room parents have time to do it, they could get that going for the class. And that's really it. I just wanted to remind everyone, in addition to sending stuff into the whistle, I'm here to help distribute information through the room parents. So for instance, information about the book fair or the family fun nights, any of that kind of stuff, be sure and send it to me and I can get that out as well. That's it.
Thank you, Shannon. Okay, so Stacy is going to present for the Board of Ed. I have to say one really quick thing about Stephanie and Stacy. They have taken on a beast of a role in following the Board of Ed. I did it last year. The meetings are long, they're arduous, there's a ton of information, and these two have taken it in stride. And the report they put out for this week is kind of amazingly phenomenal with so much detail. So these are just tidbits that they're going to share with us. And Stacy's report will be in both the whistle and the buzz on Friday. Also, they're watching these meetings every month. So if you have specific questions, you can watch the meetings online, but you can also reach out to either one of them about the things that they listen to if you weren't able to watch the meetings, because they are very long. And that's what they're here for us to do, is to watch these meetings for us and give us the breakdown. So I just wanted to thank both of them so much, because I know it's a beast of a job. So Stacy.
Sure. Thank you. You're too kind. The brunt of this meeting on Monday was a presentation of the Summative assessment reports by Dr. Kenneth Craw. So we basically summarized all the testing across the district for us as it pertains to WIS and Hurlbut, specifically the SBAs. I've noted on my little form here that there is a timestamp. If you wanted to take a deep dive into 50 charts about where we stand as a district, feel free to do so. It'll give you a little idea of where they start and you can check them out. But this year, the percentage of students with level 3 or above in grades that pertain to us, roughly in the 70s. And there was much discussion about that because that wasn't a satisfactory number for our district. So Superintendent Wallach has spoken about this task force that's going to be put in place with an action plan to get behind. There's funding behind it, COVID-19 relief money, and hopefully those math numbers, and I'll speak to the science in a second, will start to come up with this task force. So the next slide shows again the next generation science. Once again, we scored in the 70s. That isn't quite up to par with the DRG, which is local districts right around us, like Darien, Wilton, Westport. So hopefully with some hands-on science experience this year, those numbers will come back up. COVID-19 definitely affects the science program greatly as well. I just thought it'd be important to note that the BOE meetings will continue to be virtual. However, they are looking into making it a live Zoom rather than a live stream. So if you do have a public comment, you can pop on, have your 2 minutes of fame, discuss your point of topic with them, and they can respond to you live. So they're hoping to roll that out for the next meeting. There is a lot of logistics involved in that. So kind of stay tuned for that. I thought it was worthy to note that we've passed a sustainability policy. The district is now committed to environmental mindfulness and stewardship with respect to buildings, facilities, and Weston Public Schools. So it's sort of nice that we formally are accepting this green responsibility and putting forth sort of across the district. And then The superintendent report, one of the big subjects was COVID-19. And again, I've marked the time code where if you wanted to hear Superintendent Wallach's sort of overall update, it's some really good information there about mask exemption policies that are just way too integrate to get into this conversation. But the most important part is that we will continue to adhere to Government Lamont's mandate that masks be worn in public schools through February 2nd, 2022. I know that sounds like a really long time. This is not a district policy, it's a law. So we're going to adhere to that for the time being. And there's a pre-K to 5th grade voluntary weekly COVID-19 testing opportunity that will be rolled out hopefully in the next 3 weeks. This is optional. Other districts have found that the weekly testing might be a good way to get a handle on numbers, spread. So it's completely optional. You will sign up through Power School, and all of those logistics are being sorted out, and there'll be more to come on that. And lastly, they have yet to approve a district calendar. They're still deciding between a full winter break and a long weekend break. Very hot topic for a lot of people, so they're giving it a lot of thought. And as soon as they can, possibly they'll have an emergency meeting to sign off on it before the November meeting so that everybody can start making their plans for next year. And that's all.
Thank you so much, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Okay, that is it for us. Great job, everybody. We went through a lot of information. And I feel like that the Board of Ed meeting that just happened is a really big one that if anyone wants to pop on and look at the report that Stacy's going to send this week. I know she flagged some of those timestamps in the report, or if you can include the timestamps in your report, then families can go back and deep dive into what they find important to them, right? And that would be awesome.
Is there something I can, I'm sorry,
yeah,
is there something I can
go
just add
ahead.
really quickly? If you go to the district website, there is a site that on the district website and on each school, the district goals are there. It says district goals, and then when you click on the goals, there is the action plan. There are very specific steps that have to be taken. And then there is an action plan for every school. The through line has to go right into the classroom. And by looking at the classroom, then we look at every teacher's goal that, for example, teaches math. And at the intermediate school, there are quite a few. The goal has to have a positive quantitative outcome, if you will. So it's kind of all aligned. I invite you to looking at the document. We spent a lot of time on the document. It just sort of says goals, but when you click on it, it's kind of cool because it's blue. And then when you click on it, it goes to gold. I thought they did that on purpose. It's just the system, but it's all spelled out there very carefully. The important thing is we have a plan. We are addressing it. I said publicly that I am not pleased with the scores. I am not going to go back and look through, is it COVID? Wasn't it COVID? This, that. We just have to move forward and do the very best we can for our students to get them where they need to be. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. All right, thank you everyone for joining us. Our next meeting is November 17th. Again, if you have any questions or need clarification, feel free to send an email to myself or for Wes to Debbie. And we're here for you if you need anything. Debbie?
And one last thing, I've got homecoming parade will be during halftime at 7:45. I put it in the chat. Kristana got back to me immediately, our Weston High School PTO president. So yeah, 7:45 during homecoming at halftime, we'll have the fabulous parade. And thank you to Mrs. Wallach so much for being with us today. It's great to have your input and your insight. And I'm going to look at the action plan and goals because that's critical that we know where we stand and what our plan is to help our students achieve their best this year.
Sure.
Thanks,
And do
everybody.
me a favor,
Yeah.
Debbie, not to put you on the spot, but you're in charge. Send me some photos. So when I'm at this wedding, I can post them on the Instagram of the
You got
floats,
it.
Okay.
I'm on
Thank
it. You got it. Blue and
All right.
gold. I have my alumni t-shirt that Tiffany Moore made for us a couple years ago. So yes, we will be out in our blue and gold best.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of the week.